Hey Achievers, it's time to learn, it's time to learn. Hey Achievers, it's time to learn, it's time to learn. Let's get ready, it's time to learn, it's time to learn. In this lesson, we are going to learn about geography. Yay! At this time, I'm going to play a short film concerning geography. Make sure to take notes, pay attention, and follow all instructions within the lesson. Let's dive right in.
Geography is the study of the physical features of the Earth, including how humans affect the Earth and are affected by it. Geography deals with physical aspects of the Earth, the layers of the Earth, the atmosphere, the composition, the vegetation, mountains, rivers, and landforms. Human geography also concerns itself with how humans have affected those physical features and how the arrangement of those physical features have affected humans. All of these things are covered by geography. But whatever the topic you're studying in geography, it involves thinking about how a feature or phenomenon is positioned in space. This is geography's so-called spatial perspective. By concentrating on the where of the topic, we're able to gain a better understanding than if we ignored it. This isn't just useful in pure geographic exploration. There are also many practical uses. When a business is deciding where to place a new location, they use the spatial perspective. Real estate agents consider the spatial perspective when sending clients details of houses they might want to buy. Even choosing where to go on holiday or which school to send your kids to involves the spatial perspective. This is all part of geography. Geographers have many tools and techniques that help them develop a spatial perspective on a topic. Maps, compasses, and globes are important to geography for this reason. They allow you to get a sense of the space across the surface of the Earth. There are many types of maps, but when it comes to developing a spatial perspective for a topic, choropleth maps are especially useful. A choropleth map is a map where a particular feature or statistic is displayed through shading. For example, darker shading might indicate a larger number. Such a map could be used to display a million different variables: land height, average rainfall, population density, per capita income, political views, you name it. And all of these things help us develop a spatial understanding of those variables. Once we know about the where, we can more easily ask why. Why are these things distributed across the Earth the way they are? Geographers can also use remote sensing to develop a spatial perspective. Remote sensing is any method of collecting data about an object or location without making physical contact with it. For example, you can fly an aircraft or satellite over some land and use that to collect data about it. You might take photos or infrared images, measure deforestation, the movement of glaciers, the depths of oceans, and the movement of ocean currents, or survey land use. Through remote sensing, you can collect data over a wide geographical area, allowing you to better understand the thing you're studying. Geography is the study of the physical features of the Earth, including how humans affect the Earth and are affected by it. Geography deals with physical aspects of the Earth, the composition, the layers of the Earth, the atmosphere, the plants and animals, mountains, rivers, and other landforms. But it also analyzes how humans have affected those physical features and how the arrangement of those physical features have affected humans. Whatever the topic you're studying in geography, it involves thinking about how a feature or phenomenon is positioned in space, or a spatial perspective. By concentrating on the where of the topic, we're able to gain a better understanding than if we ignored it. Geographers have many tools and techniques that help them develop a spatial perspective on a topic. Maps and globes are important to geography because they allow you to get a sense of the space across the surface of the Earth. Geographers can also use remote sensing, which is any method of collecting data about an object or location without making physical contact with it, to develop a spatial perspective. The way things are spaced out or positioned on the Earth is at the heart of geography and the way it seeks to understand the world.
Those were a whole lot of fun facts about geography. I hope everybody understood everything. At this time, I'm going to play another video concerning maps and grids. Make sure to pay attention, take notes, and follow all instructions within the lesson. Let's dive right in.
Have you ever used a map before? A map is a special drawing that can help you find the best way to go from one place to another, or help you locate places. In this program, we'll learn about maps and how to use them.
A map is a great tool. It helps to show us where we are. A map is a drawing of an area.
There are many different kinds of maps. You'll often see maps that show areas of land. A geographical map can show things like water, mountains, and roads, but really, a map can be any kind of place. There are video game maps. There are maps of outer space. There are even maps of the human brain.
Since we probably won't be poking around the human brain anytime soon, we'll focus today on common geographical maps.
Most geographical maps are drawn from a top-down view. It's like looking down on an area from very high up. A map is much smaller than the actual area the map is showing. That's why symbols are often used to describe or represent common things. Shapes and colors are used to help us read maps. You can tell what each symbol means with a map key. There are some common symbols that are the same on almost all geographical maps. Water is usually drawn in blue, showing lakes, rivers, and oceans. Roads are usually drawn as lines, showing the route the road takes, and often show the name or number of the road as well. A tree like this usually means there's a park there. Airports are represented with a picture of an airplane. If you ever get confused about what a symbol means, you can always look at the map key for help.
Using a map key is important to reading a map. And when you can read a map, you can locate just about any place, anywhere.
The oldest known map in the world was made around 25,000 BC in a place called Babylon. We now call it Iraq. It was drawn on a clay tablet.
Let's talk about grids.
To help you read a map more easily, many maps are broken up by a grid. A grid is a series of vertical, or up and down lines, and horizontal, or side-to-side lines. These lines come together to make squares on the map. Letters and numbers are used to name the squares.
The squares aren't really on the land itself. The grids are used to make it easier to locate or find places on the map. Here's how a grid works. Let's say we want to find the park on this map. If I told you the park was located in grid H8, all you have to do is find the section H on the horizontal part of the grid, then count down vertically to section 8. Now that we know where our park is on the map, we can figure out the best way to get there. So we know that on our map the park is in square H8. And let's say we're in square B3. We can see how far it is between where we are and the place we want to get to. By looking at the map, we can see that if we follow this road, it will take us to the park. So how do we know which way to go? We use another tool, a compass. A compass has a magnetic needle that is naturally pulled to point towards the Earth's magnetic North Pole. This means that the needle always points north. Once the needle has found its direction, you can turn the compass until the spot on it marked north matches the direction the needle is pointing. On a map, north is usually at the top, south is at the bottom, east is to your right, and west is to your left. These directions are printed on a map in a cluster of arrows known as a compass rose. It sort of looks like a flower, showing north, south, east, and west, as well as the in-between directions of northeast, southeast, southwest, and northwest. If you compare the compass in your hand to the compass rose on the map and line them up so north on each is pointing the same direction, you will soon see which direction you need to go to get to the park.
Knowing how to read a map and use a compass, you never have to be lost. You can always figure out which way to go.
On every vacation at a verbal home, there's someone like you who reunited the family.
Most maps today are drawn with the north side up, but in medieval Europe, they were usually drawn with east facing up. East was toward Asia, which they called the Orient. That's why when someone is trying to figure out which way they are facing, they say they are orienting themselves.
Now we understand how to use basic geographic maps. And while using these maps is great for mapping smaller parts of the Earth, they become less accurate the larger the area. That's because the Earth itself isn't flat.
I hope everyone was paying attention to the first and the second video. At this time, we're going to dive into some work. Let's see how much you've learned. Reading a map. Write north, south, east, or west to complete each sentence. Here we have a map. To the right is our map key. To the left, we have our compass rose. We're going to do number 3 together. The rowboats are blank of the campfire. In the key, this is the rowboat symbol. Now, where do you see the rowboat symbol in the map? That is correct. Here are the rowboats. Now, in the key, the campfire symbol is this. Do you see this symbol on the map? That is correct. The campfire is right here. Looking at the compass rose, the rowboats are blank of the campfire. Which direction do you think? If you said to the east, you are correct. The rowboats are east of the campfire. Now, I want you to do 4 through 7 on your own. Push pause and complete it now. Here we have another exercise. It's called giving directions. How good are you in giving directions? Let's see. The directions say, look at the map and put the directions in the correct order. Take a look at this map. First question, how do I get to the toy shop? First choice, the toy shop is between the bakery and the school, or go straight on along Main Road. Let's take a closer look and see which one it is. Okay, now you are here. Now take a second and look on the map to see where the toy shop is. The toy shop is here. Now, what direction do we have to go if we are here to get to the toy shop? So, how would you give these directions? Take a moment to think about it. Now, if you said go straight along Main Road and the toy shop is between the school and the bakery, you are correct. So now, let's go back to our number 1. We're going to write, go straight on along Main Road. The toy shop is between the bakery and the school. That's how we will give those directions. Now, let's look at number 2. How do I get to the post office? Do we turn right at Station Road first? The post office is next to the pet shop? Or turn left at Middle Road? What is the correct order? Let's see. Okay, now you are here again. How do I get to the post office? Take a look, and I want you to write the directions down. Take time to do that now. So, what directions did you give? How do I get to the post office? I hope you got the answer written down on your paper. Make sure you give it to your teacher. At this time, we are going to go on to the next assignment that you are going to do on your own. When you get to it, push pause and complete it now. Look at the map and answer the questions. Now let's work on giving directions more. I want you to answer this question. Push pause and complete it now. Now, push pause and answer this question. Now, push pause and complete this question. Yay! Isn't giving directions and learning about maps fun? Geography is so much fun! Let's learn some more next time. Uniquely Crafted Academy production.